not paying attention whenever the screen came on. Back playing Imperial Agent again today. So let's see what's going on in the cartel market. I think I have one of these. The name looks familiar with Rosh. That's kind of neat looking, but I got a lot of mounts, so I'm not looking to get more. Overcharge weapon. Yeah, again, I love these tunings. They're just so, even on sale, they're expensive. 900 cartel coins? Wow. All right, so getting into, I have a bunch of login rewards. I'm not gonna worry about that. No emails. Getting into the game today. So I'm gonna use my ship's hull terminal. And let's get right into it. I'll talk about stuff later.
Nice digs. Think you got a message on that thing.
Download and begin playback.
Cypher 9, intelligence is finalizing your target list, but in the meantime, there's a formality we need to address. With Darth Jadis's demise, his seat on the Dark Council has opened. It will be filled by his daughter and sole apprentice, Darth Zhorrid.
Jadis has a daughter?
Lord Zhorrid demands to meet with you. Proceed to Korriban at once. She has authorized your presence in the Sith Academy.
Find a seat. We leave immediately.
Give me a shout if you need something. I'm gonna see how they stock the lounge.
Well, I was wondering where I was going next. Korriban. It's been a while since I played this game. It's been a while since I played this game also. I think the last time I played was a couple days ago. Because things happened. Right, so last time I played, I want to say, I was talking about how good Korriban's right next door. I was talking about, yeah, my wife was scheduled to go into surgery, I think this Friday night, yeah. And now it's Sunday. So the surgery went well, or Friday afternoon, whatever. Oh, Korriban. So surgery went as well as expected. It wasn't as intense as the doctor predicted, so which is always good. Anytime they say surgery might be intense, and like, it's not as bad as we thought. Perfect. Doctor is hoping. Okay, so here's the rub. The doctor's like, okay, we did what we could for now, and hopefully she'll return back, she'll get better and things return back to normal-ish, whatever. But I have some concerns that it may not. And that's never a fun thing. And it's like just, small, nothing big, but, just a little concern. So right now she's recovering in the hospital. And yeah, because of her being in the hospital this whole entire last year, every time she has something done to her, I was like, okay, it's gonna take a little bit longer to go ahead and the desert word of Korriban. And yes, it's definitely modeled after Egypt with the pyramids, the tombs, stuff like that. But anyway, yeah, it's always, anytime she goes in now, it's going to be it's going to take her a little bit longer probably to recover because everything's been going on with her body. So I'm looking at today's Sunday, maybe Tuesday or Wednesday being able to bring her home. Again, not fun, but understandable. Is there any good armor in here that I might like?
Won't find a better bargain.
I won't? I'm with Imperial Intelligence. Do you want to go ahead and test that theory?
Come back anytime.
Yeah.
Looking to upgrade your arsenal?
No, it's kind of looking to upgrade my look, but
Good hunting.
none of this stuff looks good to me. Social items, nope. Weapons, specialty goods, huh? Let's see what specialty goods have.
What can I get for you?
None of these seem to be. What does a warrior's chest guard look like? On an Imperial agent. Yeah, that was just like the other one I just looked at. And I think I've mentioned this
Come back anytime.
I've mentioned this before on
Your money's always good here.
No.
Come again.
before whenever I was playing my Jedi Knight character. A lot of these vendors, they have different names in their stuff that they go ahead and give out. At least the armor looks different. I mean, it looks exactly the same. The stats are different, but it looks almost exactly the same as something lower level. It's like I'm looking for a certain look. Looking for look, but I am searching for a certain look. That's what I'm searching for. Upstairs? I go upstairs. All right. No railing. I guess the Sith don't have to worry about OSHA. Or worry about anybody. Or about any other regulatory bodies. So yeah, that's what's going on, kind of. Hopefully, I'm happy I want to say before, when the game first came out, it was, no, I'm stuck on the floor. You could actually get squished by the elevator. Uh-oh, what was that? Oh, speaking of wife, she just texted me. All right, just text me an update with her, sorry. Slam my phone down. All right, let's go talk to Darth Zhorrid.
Look who made it all the way to Korriban. I think we have a visitor.
Yes, my lord.
Commander, I want to be informal with my bodyguards.
Yes, Lady Zhorrid.
Delightful. You, my pretty alien. Don't you find my bodyguards delightful?
I'm from Imperial Intelligence, my lord.
I'm aware of that. And you have the honor of speaking to a member of the Dark Council. This experience should be the highlight of your life. But instead of answering my question, you tell me what I already know. Delightful bodyguard, I have a request.
Yes, my lady?
Kill our visitor, please.
As you wish. He's as good as dead.
But if you can't get your outfit to work, how in the world are you gonna...
Come on out, I'll show you my gun.
Yeah, you guys are not gonna survive this very long, so go right ahead. And then I'll talk to your boss, the Joker. Look at their outfits. I still don't understand. I wonder if BioWare, EA, whoever's taking over now is aware of this. Nice. All standing up, whatever. Okay, Joker lady. She's got the things on her mouth like the Joker from the old from Christian Bale Batman movies. Anyway.
Oh, wonderful. My poor bodyguards.
I'm starting to get a little peeved. And a little creeped out.
We haven't been introduced. I'm Darth Zhorrid, Lord of the Dark Council and successor to Darth Jadis. I hear you're investigating my father's assassination. I wanted to see if you were worthy.
You tried to kill me.
I didn't try to kill you. I had my servants try to kill you. I could sense your feelings during the fight. I think you'll do nicely tracking these terrorists. But are you really sure that this eagle killed the mighty Darth Jadis?
If you have another theory, why don't you tell me?
I should make you crawl and beg for my wisdom. Later, perhaps. Jadis. Jadis believed in spreading fear and anger to every planet and species in the Empire. Even to creatures like you. Perhaps his ambitions drew too much attention. Any one of his rivals on the Dark Council might have killed him.
Her eyes are not orange or yellow. I know you can see the dark side in her face, but usually their eyes are different. They're not blue or green or anything like that. They're usually like orangish or yellow. But anyway, okay.
You're his daughter. How did you feel about him?
Oh, I hated my father. He taught me to keep my emotions seething inside and show no one. I disobeyed. Chase after your terrorists. Save the lives of your Imperial friends. But if you learn who's really responsible, come to me. I've earned my place on the Dark Council. and I won't share my father's fate. Dismissed.
Oh, aren't you a little psychopath? You bring me all this way, just go ahead and have me kill your bodyguards. Alright. You're the crazy one. Yeah, over here is the Dark Council Chambers. I can read this plaque, it'll tell me about it. And this guy's a jerk, let's see what he says to me. Not eligible for this conversation, whatever. I think, what is back here? Beside this Sith Inquisitor, and that's the warrior, isn't it? No, that's Inquisitor too, huh? I think just behind that door is the warrior. I'm trying to remember the warrior goes whenever they... Okay, I won't get too much into it. Never mind, never mind. Spoilers. Spoilers for anybody who wants to do the warrior. Maybe I'll do the warrior next one. I don't know. I did kind of like the warrior... kind of like the warrior story, kind of. Then again, that could also be because I like playing force users. I like the melee class. Mouse droid. And of course, I get no other missions on this planet. Even the heroics, I'm not allowed to take part of. Unless somebody invites me, I can take part, but I don't get a reward for them. Whatever. Eat my dusty planet. Oh, and the text from my wife just, yeah, saying, you know, more progress, which is great. Yeah, so hopefully Tuesday. Yes. I'm trying to think of how to word this correctly. Okay, so I don't know if I ever mentioned it before. When our kid was born, directly on my ship, my wife had a lot of medical complications because her body was not. She had a lot of medical issues with her before she got pregnant.
Greetings, Master. I cleaned the vessel from stem to stern in your absence. You can smell the difference.
I better. I can. Well, let's hear this one, then I'll tell
This is
us.
Cipher 9 to headquarters. You have my target list.
Watcher 2 here. I've finished preliminary mapping of the Eagle's network. Your designated targets are terror cells located on Balmora near the Republic border, and on Nar Shaddaa in Hutt space.
I was expecting a few more than that.
We have other operatives handling the low-priority cells, but I expect your list to grow instead of shrink as we learn more. Contact me once you've arrived at either location, Cipher. Watcher 2 out.
Okay, so we got Balmora, or I got Nar Shaddaa first. I don't like either planet, so we'll do Balmora first. Because I like that less. So anyway, yeah, during our child's birth, yeah, Hull Terminal again. Got to talk about Balmora. I'll finish.
What's the situation?
You say a lot with a few words. Convenience there public.
What are the terrorists doing here?
Sorry about that, Cipher 9. Welcome to the Eastern Galactic Front. This whole star system is a crisis point. Republic and Empire are testing one another's strength. Meanwhile, the terrorists lurk in the middle.
It's a perfect place to operate, isn't it?
Exactly right. The Eagle's men are using the war as a cover for local activities. Balmora is their training ground. Cell members recruit, instruct, and arm new terrorists here. Fresh soldiers destined for other points in the network. It's a vital part of the system.
If Imperial intelligence is aware of this, why hasn't anything been done?
We knew of the Balmorran situation, but we didn't know the depth of the problem, and it didn't seem urgent at the time. To dismantle the terror cell there, you'll need local support. I'm alerting one of our officials to your presence. Lekern Renald is the station chief in Sobrik, the Imperial settlement where you landed. He runs intelligence operations on Balmora and can brief you more thoroughly.
What's your assessment of the man?
He's worked for us for decades. I've never met him, but I expect he's loyal. Renald runs his affairs out of the back of an arms dealership. He'll be waiting for you when you arrive. Move quickly on this one, Cypher 9, and watch what you say. If things go bad, you'll have half a planet gunning for you.
Yeah. Alright, let's go on down to the planet. So yeah, my wife had difficulties during our child's birth, so she ended up having a surgery afterward, and it was like none of it was good. Ooh, I love the way this planet looks. The cinematic for it. Yeah, none of it was good. And since then, she's kind of had she's been sick off and on. But essentially that night, I kind of took our kid okay, so I was in the hospital room, and every time our kid would go ahead and make a fuss or noise, whatever, I'd wake up. Because I didn't know this about myself, but apparently I am an overly, what's the word? I was way too concerned about our kid. I did not know it was going to be that way. But anyway, so yes, my wife, she's coming out of the surgery, and so there's not much time, put our kid up to her, and they snuggled for a little bit, and then my wife's like, she's out of it. Which, to this day, she still regrets. She's like, oh, if I would known it's going to be this hard on me, I wouldn't, wait it or whatever. And I was like, you had no choice. This is just the way. This is what's going to happen one way or the other, unfortunately. So the initial night, I pulled our kid out of the bassinet, and I have him sleeping on me all night long, which I know some of you who are parents or have not been parents and like, oh no, you can't do that. Like, you know what? You can. It's not advisable, because you can roll them over or whatever. I barely slept, but our kid laid on me all night long, and that was the only way I could get any rest, because I was like, okay, I need to make sure this child is taken care of. I need to make sure that they're okay. And essentially from that night, the next night, it's like I pushed out the kid in the bed, sleep next to me, slept on me multiple times. I mean, so, kind of I bonded more than I anticipated with our child. Never a bad thing, of course. You never hear a parent go, you know what, I should never bond with their own child. So talk Renald. I stand on your table and I drink your milk.
Well, what have we here? Let me take a look at you. Splendid! No one ever suspects an alien. I'm glad Keeper finally sent someone. Pity it took a disaster to get headquarters attention.
You're talking about the attack on Drummond Cars.
Disaster's the only word for it. Thousands dead, a Dark Council member assassinated. Hard to believe the Empire's come to this. But here, I'm being a poor host. Have a drink. Settle in after your trip. This shop doesn't look like much, but it's secure.
Let's get to the point.
You're reminding me of Keeper already. Very well. This terror cell you're after, worse than the Republic, homegrown. They use bombings and sabotage to show their distaste for Imperial rule. Punishing the civilian population doesn't seem to deter them, but if we can take out the local leader, the cell should fall apart.
You have this plan, but you haven't actually implemented it.
Yes, well, we don't know exactly who the leader is. The terrorists call the man in charge Grey Star. He runs the cell, gives the orders, and knows all the secrets. They claim Grey Star used to work with the Eagle, but who can be sure? Only the high-ranking cell members know Grey Star's identity.
We can capture a cell member and bring out the torture droids. That should get us what we need.
Messy, Agent. Very messy, and likely to alert our quarry besides. I propose another stratagem. I have a mole inside the terrorist cell already. He's a good lad. No cipher, though. He can bring you in. You'd have the opportunity to impress the terrorists, win their trust.
And gain access to their leader.
Precisely. Grey Star will be ours. Sanju Pyne, my operative, can introduce you to the terrorist recruiters at the Troida military workshop outside the safe zone. But be careful how you present yourself. If the terrorists suspect you're Imperial, you'll lose Grey Star. And your lives.
Alright. Gotta find Grey Star. Sounds like an 80s cartoon. I think there was a cartoon named Grey Star in the 80s. I'm going back to my story, yeah. Kind of my kids now, and a lot more closer to me than my wife, and which, you know, it's not of any fault of hers. Because like I said, besides this time, you know, she's been sick ever since our child was born. It's like off and on, just here and there. I think I did mention this before. Basically having our kid completely wrecked her body. And I know it normally does that to most women anyways. It's like, yeah, that's normal. But yeah, she should never had a child in the first place. It was an uphill battle the whole time, and then it became worse. So anyway, yeah, so now, you know, of course, it's not like our child doesn't have, you know, like they don't have a relationship, because they do. I'm just more of I'm the one, you know, whenever something bad happens, it's dad who's the one instead of mom. Perfectly fine, you know. So I need to get over there, don't I? Just drive through here and hopefully not get shot at. But it's fine, so yeah, this whole time, you know, being home and, you know, kid misses mom, but at the same time it's like, you know, miss mom, but I still got dad, and at least dad is here to help me out and help through the grief, whatever. Yeah, heaven forbid if something happened to me, jeez. I mean,
Don't waste my time, Sanju. You're lucky to even be here.
I got you those scramblers, didn't I? Come on, Chemish, you owe me. Maybe not big time, but you owe me.
When's the last time you did an operation for us?
What? Come on, we've been over this.
Grey Star didn't send out a call for cowards, and neither did the Eagle. Do you think...
Hey, someone finally made it. It's great to meet you in person. This is the group I was telling you about. I think you'll get along with them real well. Better than I do, hopefully.
I've been looking forward to meeting your friends.
Chemish, this is the guy who got in touch with me after the Eagles broadcast. Said he wanted to join us.
Uh-huh. Sanju says you fought the Imperials at Druckenwell. Says the Empire has a bounty on your head.
I didn't know you were at Druckenwell. We should talk.
Is all that real? You some ace killer looking to get the Empire off Balmora?
I'm not saying anything until I know who I'm dealing with.
I'm the woman who will shoot your head off if you're not legit. My name's Chemish. These people here, they follow Grey Star, our founder. They've been spat on, starved, and punished by the Empire. Now you're not from Balmora. You haven't been through what they've been through. Makes me wonder how far I can trust you.
What makes you judge and jury around here?
See these cybernetics? Earned them after an Imperial soldier threw me to the torture droids because I looked threatening when I was 18.
Damn. Chemish, I never realized you...
Sure, Sanju. So, yeah, I've earned respect around here. I've earned Grey Star's trust. You've got a long way to go. Look, I don't have a problem finding people for sabotage and suicide runs. But real soldiers, they're harder to find. So, take a job, show you're useful, then we'll talk.
What do you want from me, Chemish?
There's an abandoned factory not far from here. Used to make droids, but its defenses went haywire when the Empire took over. Place is swarming with rogue security units. It's also full of expensive equipment. Get inside, and there's something I want.
What if the place is locked down too tight?
If you don't think you're up for it, I can shoot you here and now. Wouldn't bother me a bit. The Okara droid factory produced shielded power cores for stealth droids. I want a case for my people. My people can convert the cores into explosives, plant them around an enemy base, and thanks to the stealth shielding, no one will know until it's too late.
Sounds nasty. But sometimes nasty is what gets the job done.
Let's be upfront. This is a test. So if you fail, don't bother coming back. We'll just kill you.
Good luck. And be careful. The factory's a nasty place.
I just realized after going to that dialogue, I'm still wearing my Imperial uniform. They don't care. Kilo, run! Yeah, so, yeah, in the end, Kid and I are doing okay. Just hanging in there. That's all we can do. Till Mom comes home and she recovers. Let's see. I think I know where this place is. The droid factory, yep. Oh, watch out for the lizard. It's just, the last time I was here was the Republics had taken over, so it's like, it's after right now in the timeline, because right now the Empire controls most of the planet, and then eventually the Republic lands in Bugtown, and they start taking back part of the planet, and that's when the Jedi Knight takes place. So yeah, it's kind of neat. I mean, besides the fact that, you know, you already know some of the companions have been companions for other classes that, you know, that, what am I trying to say? I'm trying to say I'm tired. It's kind of neat knowing that, yeah, these are all, the classes don't actually meet, but they still kind of have a thread that they're kind of combined by, or attached to. Yeah, not combined by. That thread works. I haven't found a whole lot of stuff to go ahead and just scavenge or anything like that so far for my crew skills. See, another weapons factory's over here. Why? Because I've done this planet way too many times. Yep, there it is. Droid factory. And I can go right in here without worrying about everything else. Yep, don't have to worry about talking to them. I'm taking side quests this time. I would think about that later on, like, oh, I should just went ahead and not use the token thing.
All right,
but I used it, so whatever. What is done is done. Which way do I need to go? Forward, back, side? Well, not back, definitely. That way. I know those droids they're flying around for something, just don't know yet what. Right, let's not trigger any of those. Wait, where do I need to go from here? Oh, I went the wrong way. I need to go forward and then turn. Alright. Well, let's do that then. What's wrong with that droid? Sorry for crashing your party. No, not really. Loot. Take this down. So going back to what I mentioned a while back about being homeless for a little bit when I was a kid. Should I just take all these out now? No?
Rise and shine.
Yeah, I mentioned a few other people and like, what do you mean you're... Okay, so... Alright, I gotta go back a little bit here. My parents got divorced when I was a toddler. It was not a good marriage. I might mention it later on, but they got divorced when I was a toddler. And what happened was my dad left. Ooh, what was that? No, that thing just get fried. Okay. My dad left. Yeah, he moved out. He's like, okay, I'm moving out. Left my mom and us kids in the house. So my mom took me and us kids, my brothers and I. Eventually, I don't know what caused her to do this. I mean, I don't talk to her anymore. I haven't talked to her in decades, so I don't know. That's another story for another day. But anyway, so she took us kids and she went to another state to be around her. Oh dear. To be around her family. Well, when she did that, the divorce wasn't finalized in by the time she left. But she left and she took us in our state and was around her family for a little bit, and they trying to, her dad, that's what I should say, her dad. He tried, helping her get on her feet a little bit, and my dad came by and to visit for Christmas, and she's like, oh, we can get back together, and he said no, and she's like, that's it, and kind of, she basically hid us from, it's like hid us from him after that, with the help of her dad and my grandpa. And that's another story for another time. But anyway, so, for a while there we were okay and we got help. She was doing some part-time jobs, or she's doing some jobs, she got 3 kids, and this is the 80s, which, honestly, I look at how bad housing is right now and how difficult it is for people full-time jobs to afford a house. I'm like, my gosh, I couldn't even imagine growing up like that. We grew up and you could have a part-time job and still be able to afford rent in most places. But anyway, getting back to the story. So anyway, so yeah, she went ahead and, we had a couple places. We moved around a lot. And then eventually, whenever I was in first or second grade, sorry, cough. Ooh, okay. Like first or second grade, she went ahead and hurt her kneecap, which, okay, what do we have in the cutscene? Open the box. What's in the box?
Thank the stars I reached you. Sorry about earlier. With Chemish there, I couldn't say a thing. Station Chief Renald told me you were from Imperial intelligence, so I set things up as fast as I could. Anyway, Sanju Pyne. Guess you know that.
What's the situation?
So, Chemish verified your background. Intelligence did its job. You're fine there.
Finally.
I'm doing my best to find out anything about the cell leader, Grey Star. Maybe you can learn more when Chemish trusts you.
Winning over Chemish is the top priority.
Right. Well, she's a fanatic, but she respects results. The more you impress her, the more she'll give. There's one other thing. Those power cores you're after, You know what Chemish plans to do with them, right? She's gonna attack Sobrik. She'll have some of the new recruits plant the bombs and run, hit the town and the Imperial base.
Casualties? How many injured, how many dead?
Well, how am I supposed to figure that? Just listen. I know a way to disable the power cores so Chemish won't suspect you. There's a machine in the factory that can do it. Run the sealed case through the machine, and the cores will fry. Chemish will see you didn't unlock it. She'll assume the cores went bad over the years.
My patience is wearing thin.
Look, I'm sorry. I was out of line, and it won't happen again. The mission is too important to risk Chemish getting suspicious. I'll see you when you get back to Troida, okay? Sanju out.
Kinda cute, isn't he? Kinda stupid, too. If he had money, he'd be perfect.
I think I'm a little offended.
Just trying to be more open with you. We're partners, right? Anyway, let's find that machine. Or maybe not.
Why is it a light side choice if I run through the machine? Maybe I don't want to kill a bunch of Imperials. Just return the entrance. Oh. I guess return the entrance and then find the machine. Return to Chemish or... Well, where is the machine, though? Now I'm curious. Okay, let's go back then. So anyway, going back to my story like I keep doing. Yeah, so we moved to another state. My mom's doing okay. She hurt her kneecap. And that's when we kind of had to get on public assistance. And yeah, it's being on public assistance, welfare, whatever, it's not fun. I know there's a lot of people like, you know, they're drain on society. I mean, I remember growing up with the whole welfare queen thing. They only have babies so they can go and get on welfare. And like, you do realize that's the majority of people, that's not even close to the case. There's a lot of nuance to everything, which I've said many times. Like, growing, you know, at my age, you learn that everything in the world is not black and white. It's not on or off. It's not binary. There's so much nuance to just about everything. So anyway, so we're, you know, oh, it's the floor. I was like, no, that's not the floor. There's a like line right here. It's dark and light. It's a bit weird. So yeah, we're in public assistance, and where's this machine I'm looking for? Maybe it's the beginning of the, and oh, where was it? Maybe one or two places, or maybe it's like right before we went on public assistance, whatever. So my mom's dad, my grandpa. Oh no, we're on public. We moved to the projects inside of. We moved the projects. Not naming the states or anything like that because I don't know. Maybe I'll name later on. But anyway, but when we move, you know, we end up getting. Eventually, we get kicked out, or we decide that yeah, there's enough going on here. No, what happens? My mom meets this guy, and he's not a very good character. He's, yeah, just not a very good character. Let's put it mildly. So she meets him.
Please use all products only as intended.
We lose our apartment that we're living in.
Well.
Or maybe he had to move because there's people looking for him, whatever. So my mom's dad, my grandpa, offers... There's no ore in here. Where's the machine? I guess they took away that choice from me. So so my grandpa offers like, hey, I got an old farm that you guys can move into. The problem is, it's gonna need some work. Not farm. I mean, it's an old farm. It's not like it doesn't have animals or even crops or anything. It's its old farm. It's basically just property at this point. But again, he's like, hey, you guys can move in there. He'll give you a place to stay. It's kind of nasty. Nobody's lived there for a while, and the people who lived there last, or they kind of destroy the place. So you need to clean it up and get things taken care of. So I know my mom, desperate for a place to live, and she can't go live with her dad because her boyfriend is his skin color is not our skin color. Let's put it that way. And besides being a nasty guy, that kind of those two things right there, my grandpa's he's not the best person when he does not. He was a bit racist. Yeah, let's just put it out there. He's a bit racist. And yeah, that definitely would have gone over. But anyway, so what we do is we go, okay, something to scan. So we go live at the farm, and for like the first week or was a month, we're sleeping inside. We're camping outside of the farm house while it gets kind of cleaned up, and yeah, I don't get the opportunity to go ahead and do the machine thing, I guess. There's only one option. Well, why'd you give me the option, you stupid game, if you weren't going to let me do it? Whatever. So basically, we're living out the back of our station wagon. And we're cooking our food on campfire. And yeah, if you've never had birthday cake made, not a cake made over an open fire, it is some of the nastiest stuff I've ever eaten.
Back already? Your friend's quick, Sanju.
Told you he was good.
You tell me a lot of things, but I asked for the stealth droid power cores. If you don't have them, you're wasting my time.
Right here, Chemish. The full crate, all yours.
Huh. Looks like you actually made it to the factory. It'll take a minute to get this case open. Sanju, go fetch Pyther and a droid.
I think we've got it, Chemish. Crack the case open and let's see if our new friend did the job right.
Looks like everything's here. The power cores read fully functional. This is nice. Very nice.
I think it's time to blow up some Imperials.
I agree. It is about that time, isn't it? I'll make the arrangements. You realize I wasn't expecting much. Didn't know if you were really for the cause. Didn't know if you had the skills. Still not sure how far I can trust you. But you've got the talent.
I've got talents you haven't even dreamed of.
Yeah, maybe you're right. We keep working together and maybe I'll find out. While my people are fixing up the power cores and planting them around Sobrik, you'll be doing something different. You seen the caves in this valley? Dark and cramped, but they make a nice hiding place. Scanners bounce right off them.
You make them sound so charming. I'll have to pay them a visit.
Yeah, you will. I was getting to that. Greystar set up a training outpost in the caves a while back. Then the Empire started dropping gas bombs on the Republic. The outpost was poisoned. Toxin got into the soil. Turned good kids into drooling psychos. And the caves were overrun by our own people.
Give the word and I'll secure the place for you. Drooling killers or not.
You don't think small, do you, huh? Tempting, but no. We're willing to cut our losses, but there's still data on the outpost computers. I want it transmitted out and the systems destroyed.
Sanju, get to high ground outside of town. You can pick up the signal with the booster box.
Is all this clear? Getting the data won't be easy, but you manage the factory, so I figure you can survive the outpost.
When are you gonna let me shoot some Imperial skulls?
Give it time. Now get out of here. I've got some power cores to pass around and an attack to plan.
Oh, so if I would have did the thing with the power cores, they would have noticed them. Anyway, yeah, so, you know, kind of slept inside of, you know, that was, I mean, technically homeless, but not really. I know a lot of people are like, oh, that's not really homeless. It's just like camping. Like, yeah, it kind of was. Involuntary camping. But yeah, we slept in back, and I mean, it wasn't. All right, good update. But yeah, you know, we had the place where we were parked at the, I mean, it was in the park, it was in the parking lot. It was like in the gravel driveway of the farm, because, you know, middle of nowhere. And it had power to the garage where we were parked next to, so we had an extension cord so we could like watch TV or have lights on, whatever. And of course, TV back then was whatever you could pick up over pick over the antenna. Which had this cool little black and white TV I got for Christmas year before, I think, or 2 years before, that us boys got. And we kept that TV for, until we were teenagers. I think my older brother ended up taking it whenever we became
all authorized destinations.
When he became an adult. Where am I going? So, Imperial Outpost.
Travel route is confirmed.
Is it? Because I didn't go anywhere. So you go over here. Where's the closest? And you get over here. So I think this would be
closest.
Travel route
is confirmed.
So yeah, that was kind of like the first brush of homelessness. So the next time was whenever I was a teenager, or preteen actually, and my dad had got a hold of his kids, and you know we went up to, okay, so at the time, I got to back up here because there's a lot that goes into this one. We were having visitations with my dad, my younger brother and I. My older brother's not, he's like my half brother, but even though he grew up as a full brother, it's another story for another day. Anyway, so my younger brother and I were visiting our dad, and we have visitations, you know, during holidays and summer. And during this time that we were, you know, preteens, my mother got with another winner of a boyfriend, because she likes to pick out the winners when it comes to boyfriends. Different guy, complete mess, to put it lightly. Someday I'll talk about him probably. But anyway, so we lost the place that we were living in because, well, 2 reasons. Number one, she didn't pay rent for multiple months. Never quite understood how she would do that. Like, I don't have to pay, you have to pay rent. Stop the justifications of not doing what you need to do as an adult. And number two, you know, she always seemed to have a fight with everybody. That was just her. There was always some kind of fight going on, always some kind of drama. So yeah, we lost our place to live, and so we started living at her mom's house in the basement. And us boys, we would, I'm gonna go this way, don't I? Probably. Oops. Okay, close. Jeez. So us boys who were, you know, there's like one bed in the basement, and she's sleeping in it. Her boyfriend's not allowed to stay there because, you know, her mother, my grandma, knows he's the reason, you know, partially the reason why we've been evicted. And so my grandmother had this RV out in her yard, and we were sleeping in the RV, which really was not very pleasant during the winter. And we're lying to our dad because we're not telling him, hey, by the way, we're living with our grandma because we were evicted, and this is the only place we could live. So technically not homeless, but yet don't have a house, don't have a place of our own. And one of the times, like the last time we go up, we're visiting him. It becomes summertime, and we're going to be to visit. Well, my mom and her, well, I need to be with my boyfriend, so my grandmother kicks her out. And so they go get a tent, and they go out to the local park, and they're staying in the tent. So, yeah. No longer living at my grandma's. Wait, where am I supposed to go? So this way. So yeah, no longer live at my grandma's. Now we are officially homeless. Well, she's officially homeless. We're staying with our dad. And during this time, she tries to harm herself. I'm trying to say it the best way I can, because I know YouTube is not very happy about the word. So yeah, she tries harming herself, and they take her in the lockdown, and we get a call from my younger brother and I think it was like our older brother called us and told us what happened. But basically, it's like, yeah, she tried doing that, and now she's...
All right, make me look good.
You know, she's in the hospital, and of course doesn't want us to tell her dad still, because all of this stuff he could readily just take it to court and like, let's see, they're homeless. She tried harming herself and ended up in the hospital. And I don't understand why they're living there with her. I mean, years later, we eventually like, at that point, we should have told you, and yeah, we should have moved to Seattle to be with you, and you would provide us. But she hid us for a long time, and we didn't grow up around our dad, so we had no real reason to trust him that well until we got older and got to know him better. And then we're like, oh wait, she lied to us about a lot of stuff. So, bounty hunter. Why is that green? I'm not bounty hunter. Oh, it's that green and red. Okay. So yeah, we came back. We had nowhere to live when we came back, and our grandma kind of offered to have us live there, like, hey, we don't...
Ash in the soil and a gun in my hands. Let's go.
But she wasn't that great of a person either, so she was like, hey, you can come live... You boys can come live in my basement. But your mom's not allowed because she wants to be with her boyfriend, and he's a real loser, and, And she'd rather, be with him than do what's right about you boys. Story of my life. So yeah, we came back, and I want to say we stayed at her place for a little bit, and then we found another place that was like 20 miles away from where I was going to school. I started high school by this point, and I started having friends, and we were doing stuff. No, wait, we found a house first. Yeah, it's hard trying to get all this straight, jeez. And when I look back at the timeline, all this happened within, a span of a year or two. We would move houses like every few months. It was totally ridiculous. I mean, fortunately, being in a small town, people would get, word to get around through the adults, but kids didn't know. Like, you'd be still going to the same school because, you're within distance, and a lot of times we'd lie about where we're actually, living. And the school would be like, you know what? We kind of understand it. We're not going to, all right. We're not going to go ahead and, we're not going to go ahead and look into this because we kind of understand these kids are, they got some tough stuff going on. And last thing we want to do is tell them, like, no, you can't go to our school. Just let them go to school. But anyway, yeah, so we come back.
You and me?
And I believe we found a house. And it was, we were living there for a few months. And like always, our mother screwed something up. We got evicted and ended up We end up somewhere else. I think that's when we end up moving like 20 miles away. And me, I'm going to school. I'm like, no, I got friends. I want to stay with my friends. And at that point, it's like there's my mom's boyfriend. What they'd end up doing is he'd drive us to school. Well, she drives to school every morning. All three of us, because we're all going to the same school. She drives to school, and then he's like, no, I'm going to drive him. And we had one working vehicle. He had his vehicle, which he destroyed. And yeah. And then had her car. Well, one day coming back from dropping us off at school, he was speeding and lost control of the vehicle, of the car, and destroyed it. Which meant that we had no vehicles and no way to get to and from school. And I'm still going to school, and I'm like, and I'm still going, I'm like, I don't want to. They're like, oh, well, you're going to have to switch schools now. Like, I don't want to switch schools. I like the school I was going to. It's not my, you guys screwed up. And rather than trying to fix this, now you're going, well, you're going to have to suffer. You'll have to deal with it. It's not our problem. Which, you know, story of my life. That's how, part of the reason why I don't talk to my mother anymore, because that's kind of how she was. Not my fault. Well, whose fault is it, okay? Every time something bad happened, every time something bad happened, you took no responsibility and you never tried to make things better. But anyway, getting on with the story. Okay, I need to go over there. So yeah, so what ended up happening is I had a friend from school that I'd kind of gotten to know, and he was like, okay, well, he can stay with me and my dad. And so on the weekends, I would usually go home. And again, my dad did not know about this. Oh, it's transmit data. Okay. Cutscene? Yes.
I'm receiving your transmission. Give me a second to fine-tune the frequency and I'll start transferring the data. I just talked to Station Chief Renald. He says a series of explosives went off in Sobrik. Probably our power cores. They took out a barracks and a supply depot, and they damaged one of the docks. A few dozen casualties. I thought you should know.
We did what was necessary to complete the mission.
No, I get that. I'll focus. You know, I think some of this outpost data came from Greystar himself. Orders, information drops, that sort of thing. Blast. There's a list of collaborators. Balmorrans who've been working with the Empire since the occupation. Chemish hates collaborators.
What do you think her plans are for the list?
Chemish probably wants to make the list public. If the collaborators are outed, a lot of Balmorrans will want them dead. Some of these guys are officials, factory bosses, the works. If they start getting killed, the governor's going to punish everyone.
If we don't give Chemish the data, she can't cause trouble. Problem solved.
No good. She already knows the list is here, but I have an idea. Look, I can send the list on to the Imperial authorities. They can set up protection for the collaborators in case Chemish goes public. You already showed you were loyal with the Sobrik bombings. We can take a little risk here.
Why is this a light side choice? Fine.
Get the message out to secure the collaborators. No one else has to die.
All right. I'll do my part. We'll hope Chemish doesn't catch on. I need to sign off and get back to Trader. You should do the same. Send you out.
You two are so good together. Sanju wants to save lives, you want to save lives. It's cute. Of course this won't end well. Maybe I should have my fun with him while I have the chance.
Where's your head?
Come on, Kalia. I'm more fun to play with.
Yeah, I'll give you that. Doesn't mean I wouldn't enjoy a little variety. Maybe you're right, though. And I guess if he's going down, I don't need to go down with him.
Return to Chemish ore. Stop giving me that. Return him ore. Let's go ahead and go this way. I'll take out this guy. So yeah, like I said, my friend from high school, he offered to have me stay with him and his dad, and it's nice. Yeah, I'm trying to think the best way to say this. On one hand, I kind of regretted it. On the other hand, I'm like, whatever, it was great because I think his original offer was to let me stay there for like a little bit, not realizing that this was going to be a long time. And I didn't like push it like, hey, but I would get in fights with quick travel there. I get in fights with my mom's boyfriend because wait, I'm gonna go over here. Workshop, yes. All right, backing up. Okay, so I'm getting ahead of myself. There's a lot to these stories. My life has not been simple, unfortunately. I always wanted a simple life. Simple, easy life would have been so much better. But so my friend let me stay with him, and what I'd do is I'd pack up for the week. And usually like on Sunday, I would go home and I'd spend like one day at home, and it wasn't even like overnight. It was like Saturday or Sunday I'd go home. I think it was Saturday I'd go home, spend the night Saturday, go back Sunday. And so everything I needed for that week, I'd have two bags, one with all my school stuff and one with just clothes for the week. And essentially I was living, my friend had a futon that I could sleep on, or I'd have to sleep on the floor, whichever he decided, because after, first week or two, he was like, let's see how much I can make you suffer. Like, we're not a very good friend, but, whatever. He was going through some stuff too. Still kind of is.
You made it to the outpost okay? Good. Sanju was just showing me the data you sent back. In fact, you did the job pretty well. There's just one little problem.
The only problem here is you, Chemish.
Yeah, maybe my standards are just too high. I had a list of collaborators on the outpost computer. Sanju downloaded the list and gave it to me. All good so far. But now the Imperials are posting extra security around my targets. Looks like there's a leak inside my organization. Any ideas?
You're implying I'm responsible.
I'm not implying anything. I'm just letting you in on the situation. Consider it a warning. Greystar will know how to handle this. For now, I need your skills for a special job. I don't have anyone else who can do it.
Sounds like you're starting to rely on me.
If that's what it sounds like, then that's what it sounds like. You know all about the way the Empire and the Republic have been using our planet as a battleground. Pretty obvious stuff. Normally, the Republic doesn't bother us. They've got other worries. But I need someone to get inside the main Republic base.
If you want someone to walk into enemy territory and get shot to death, you're talking to the wrong person.
If I thought you couldn't do the job, I wouldn't bother sending you. I need you to make a drop to one of our friends in the Republic ranks. Get past the guards, get inside and make the delivery. That's it.
You're starting to annoy me, Chemish.
You want to work with us, you need to get used to not knowing every little detail.
She's right. It's just part of the setup. Don't get offended.
Here's the package and the coordinates of your target. He'll know what to do once you make the delivery. We're clearing out this safe house, so I'll contact you once we've settled somewhere else. And be careful at the base. They find you, they kill you.
Blow up a few Imperials for me, will you?
Not a problem. See you in a while. If you make it back alive, I can promise we'll be working together a lot.
We'll talk soon. Watch yourself.
One pending. Oh, so the character's name is Chemish or. And so I'm like, or what? Chemish or what? No. Got you wrapped up in what I was talking about to even realize what I was reading on the screen. Wonderful. So anyway, okay, so yeah, I'm living in my friend's house, sleeping in his house during the week, going back home, and then I start getting fights with my mom's boyfriend because he's like, you're getting an attitude, you're not home, and I'm like, yeah, but you're assaulting my mother and my brothers, and we start having fights. He tries hitting me, and I'm getting bigger, and that's another story too. But anyway, eventually they get kicked out of that house too. Yep, because you know it's always going to happen. And they find another, this time, I'm trying to remember, okay, we find another place, but he gets not, I'm trying to remember exactly how this happened. But anyway, okay, so we end up when no, now I remember what happened. Okay, we end up going to, moving back into my grandma's house, into her basement, all of us, except for the boyfriend. And we end up finding a house where, I'm on the right way, aren't I? Yeah. Finding a house where we can live, but it's not quite, they don't have all the permits for it. They're doing some renovations, but no, they don't have all the permits, you know. Because, you know, my mother at this point is having difficulty finding any place, so a roof over the head is roof over the head. And some of the permits are for electricity and for heat, and yeah. So we move in there, and that was an interesting situation. We don't have a kitchen to cook anything.
Take this, ugly.
I'm my senior year of high school at this point, and I've like started a job working as a waiter. And yeah, so I'm bringing home, I'm going to school during the day, and then I come home at night. They feed me at my job, so I get dinner there, and I'm only getting paid tips. That's it, which later I learned on getting paid under the table, whatever. Probably not legal, but again, you do what you got to. When you're poor, you do what you have to do to get by. There's a lot of stuff that you do that you know is not probably right, but you do what you got to do to make money, okay? That's all I can say for that. And when you're young, you're stupid, you don't know any better anyway. So, those two things. But anyway, so we go ahead and we're living at this house, and eventually...
Care to take a look at our ordnance? For the Empire.
Eventually, the city comes out and realizes, hey,
I've got the best hardware and the best prices.
We haven't checked. What does this one look like? It looks like a Tommy gun. And there's... that one's not bad. It's not that great either. The city...
Good hunting.
The city... Oh, I should actually...
Looking to upgrade your arsenal?
No, I'm looking to sell some stuff, and I should have done that in the first place of talking. Yeah, the city comes out and they realize, hey, we haven't checked this place. It doesn't have permits for stuff. And they start going through and like, yeah, we're shutting off this, we're shutting off that, and it gets down to the point where everything's shut off, but we're still technically living there. And you know what? I'm a little over an hour right now. I'm going to keep going because I'm telling a story. So it's middle of winter, and which means it's cold, and the place has a fireplace. Well, it had a stove, a wood stove. So I'm sleeping on the floor. My mom is gone somewhere else. I don't know where she's gone. I'm in high school, so it doesn't matter at this point.
All right, make me look good.
I believe she got a motel with her, and her boyfriend got a motel. My younger brother, I think he's with my dad. My older brother, he's disappeared at this point. There's stuff going on to his life, and he's disappeared. So just me, I'm alone, and I'm sleeping on the floor in this almost abandoned house by myself, using nothing but a wood stove for heat. Good times. It's a wonderful way to be in high school. And eventually that goes on for like maybe a week or two. And then my mom goes ahead and, you know, then I go to stay in the hotel with eventually go stay at the hotel with my mom and her boyfriend. And it's a 1-bedroom hotel, whatever you call it, motor inn basically. It's 1 bedroom, 2 beds, and a bathroom. That's it. And I spent half of my senior year living there. And still, I'm at this point, my mom, I hate her. I hate her boyfriend. I've hated him for years. And he and I get in verbal fights. Well, okay, let me back up here. He would start saying stuff, and I was like the only one of us kids that he was. My older brother stood up to him, but he broke his leg early on, so he didn't really fear my older brother. Again, more stories later on. I'm like the only one who he's scared of because I'm now getting much older, which means I'm getting bigger. I'm bigger than him now. My younger brother, he stopped growing, so he's much shorter. He's about 2 inches shorter than I am, but I'm getting bigger and I'm getting an attitude. And whenever her boyfriend's gone off on me and he's tried to lay hands on me since I've gotten bigger, I've fought back really well.
All right, make me look good.
Which he was scared of. So, we get in the verbal confrontation at least once inside this hotel room. And I basically told him, shut up or else I'm going to put you out and, I'm going to do whatever. I'm going to harm you. Let's put it nicely. So yeah, that was after I graduated high school. We're still living there when I graduated. And I felt so ashamed because, I had a lot of classmates, whatever, at our senior party, like, hey, let's drop you off at your, where you're living. I'm like, no. I will walk. I'll do anything else. I don't want you to know where I'm living. I'm not telling him. My close friends kind of know, but the rest of my classmates, like, I'm so ashamed because I'm a teenager. I'm living out of a hotel. And yeah, after high school, I graduate and I get a job and I'm working full time instead of going to college like I should have been. And we end up getting another rental. And this time I'm paying rent. I'm taking care of things. My mom goes down the same route she's always goes down, stops paying rent, starts, causing trouble. I take over and I'm like, no, we are not getting evicted again. My younger brother's still in high school. He's now got a girlfriend and she's pregnant. And again, another story. We're not losing this place. So, that was the end of me being homeless. It's by the time that I was able to take over my own destiny, my own life, and have the ability to take care of things, that's whenever it stopped. And yeah, it was just, a lot of it just I didn't have the ability to choose whether or not I was homeless when I was a kid. And that's why I feel bad for, some people, because there's some people out there that are maybe not like my mom. My mom, I didn't feel bad for her because she's my mother. And, I do wish she would last time I heard from her, she was homeless again. So I wish she'd get help. I'm not giving her money and giving her a place to stay and stuff like that. It's not giving her help. She's been given that every single time, and every single time it's not worked out. Even the last time I talked to her, I heard a bit from her. It was a family member gave her a place to stay, and she last 2 times actually, her brother and then her sister, and they basically, she basically did them wrong. All right, now I've got to talk to.
Hey, I don't have long, but please tell me you didn't deliver the package to the Republic base yet.
If you're interrupting me, you'd better have some damn important information.
It's important. Let me explain. That package you're carrying is for Grey Star, the Terror Cell leader. Grey Star's the man inside the Republic base. Chemish wants to extract him, and you've been sent to help.
If you're right, then Grey Star is mine.
That's how it looks. As best I can tell, Grey Star has been secretly managing and supplying the Terror Cell while pretending to be a loyal Republic officer. It was the perfect cover. Well, until the Republic started to suspect. Now Grey Star needs to escape before he's caught.
Republic soldiers, the terrorist leader, and anyone else in there. They're dead.
Well, maybe, but there's something else. Your package contains instructions and maps leading to a safe house. But we could change those instructions. Send Grey Star into a trap. Once we have Grey Star, we could make him give up his security protocols. We could send out orders to the cell using his name.
In that case, the Empire would have the whole cell as a puppet.
That's the idea. I know how Chemish and her people think. If we capture Grey Star and learn what he knows, I can forge convincing orders. Chief Renald's been looking for a way to turn the terrorists against the Republic for ages. We can make it work.
You're trickier than I thought, Sanju.
I'm sending you rendezvous coordinates. If you want to do this thing, tell Grey Star to meet me there. I'll arrange the rest. If you don't send him my way, well, I guess you'll have to kill him.
This was never going to end without Grey Star's death.
Good luck, then. I don't know if I'll see you again. Depending on what happens with Grey Star, I may have to go into hiding for a while. But it's been an honor working with you. Sanju, out.
Well, okay, let's start killing people. But yeah.
Alright, make me look good.
But that's basically my story about being homeless. It's not like a huge thing, it's not. I mean, I wasn't sleeping on the streets at any point. I always had somebody, you know, fortunately I had somebody take me in. And, let's see, where is Grey Star? But yeah, I was fortunate to have somebody take me in, so I didn't, you know, when we were without a house, we kind of had, you know, options, whether it be couch surfing or whatever. At least I did. He's all the way over there, isn't he? And I just went the wrong way. But yeah, my mother, on the other hand, she's... unfortunately, I think this is going to be... That's what's going to be with her for the rest of her life, and I can't do nothing about it. And my relationship with her is not a very good one in the first place to forgive and allow that to happen to my family. Which maybe I'll talk about another time. It's like our relationship, how bad our relationship is. But not today, because I'm almost done with this game for the day. I'm over an hour already. Because I got to talking, and while I was... Let me guess, he's over here. Yeah, good. Almost there. Gotta fight this guy first. And bash, and fire, and this, and that.
All right, make me look good.
I'm gonna take all these droids out, won't I? Okay, well, let's get to it. I remember how this worked whenever I was... I kind of expected Grey Star to be like a Jedi or something.
Verkwoli drafa utpota mina. Menufitan fine milma morion matumitain. Eruele flara garo. Isaborgesem se vaxa inatro. Bome finadre.
A woman named Chemish sent me here. You know who I'm talking about?
Imarne am pasagurfir hog bruor. Pegarus plot as vista bokar pina, nuimarstro deberkur burkurni.
I'm proud to have done my part. I'll do anything to set Balmora free.
Koniskile fias kasanum, iru atirolo arom bruavo. Skoribo for remita dosum, moflaska kikafi mamugur tu flator.
There's been a change of plans. You're gonna rendezvous with one of our people at these coordinates.
Dau van modlegar, hiels trioio furgalogar. Hef skam pimio helka tudverk. Hever zegna ekio upflo kompa. E gratio pegar huska me vini. Minamu forksa meohun.
I'll remember that, sir.
Power daruvonar. Overpori bil skure al gukt nudar glongor.
Always the agent. Yeah, we're totally, just follow these plans. We're gonna... No. Over here. Wait, which one's... Okay, sunken, 23, 21. I don't know why I'm worried about 200 credits. This character's gonna be like my Jedi characters. Probably gonna end up with millions of credits at the very end of all this anyway, just by the time I finish the class. Where's my bike? Alright, well, I'm gonna end this then today. I guess this is gonna be the last. Went through entire Balmora in 1 hour. Well, a little over an hour. Almost an hour and a half. Yeah. Sorry, I got to talking and not really paying attention to what I was doing, and now I'm almost here. I still got stuff in my shoulder cannon. Yeah, and when I first started doing it, I was like, oh, I got 7 left. Like, no, it's over here, you get 2 left. Now, one thing I remember doing this whenever I had the trooper character is the shoulder cannon could still be fired off whenever you were incapacitated for some reason, or during knockback.
I expect a full report as soon as possible, Station Chief.
Of course. As soon as things have calmed down. Ha! What have we here? If it isn't the Cipher himself come triumphantly to our doorstep. I was just telling our keeper about you.
I'm glad I can make story time entertaining.
Indeed. You gave us quite a prize, Cipher. The Terror Cell under our control. Grey Star captured and replaced by Sanju Pyne, of all people. I never dreamed we'd see such success, but Sanju has already begun sending orders, and the terrorists now unwittingly serve us.
I'm very good at my work.
The credit is yours, of course. For the time being, Sanju will use the Grey Star persona to gather information and turn the terrorists against the Republic.
As time goes on, we may find other uses for the terrorists. But that's another discussion. The Balmorran cell is no longer a threat. The other cells in the Eagle's network will no longer receive fresh recruits and supplies from this world.
Any news on our primary target?
Progress is being made, but now is not the time for that discussion. Station Chief Renald will take matters from here. He'll run cleanup and forward any discoveries to headquarters. When you return to your ship, contact Watcher 2. She will brief you on all new developments and transfer credits to your discretionary accounts.
I'll be on my way shortly.
Good work once again, Cipher 9. Keep her out.
That man hides it well, but the strain's getting to him. Probably worried the Dark Council will skin him alive.
Yeah, probably.
I'd be worried too, if I were Keeper.
Make no mistake, I don't hold him responsible for what happened, but Darth Jadis was assassinated on his watch. But now's no time to discuss politics. You deserve a moment of celebration, and I have work to do.
Glad to be leaving this mudball.
Give it 20 years, my friend. 20 years, and we'll make this a true Imperial world yet.
No, you won't.
Not bad, Agent. Not bad at all. You and me, we're going places.
Yeah, you're going to lose it in a few months, probably. Should I jump? No, I'll wait. Oh, I was going to say the shoulder cannon thing, I'm pretty certain, if I remember correctly, I could use it whenever I was incapacitated or I was knocked back. But I was in a fight, I got knocked back or knocked down, I wasn't able to use it, so I don't know. Maybe I was wrong with that. Maybe they changed it. That could actually be a bigger thing. They could have changed it. I know some of the stuff that they changed is because to make PvP more, what's the word I'm looking for, equal? Because, yeah, again, you don't want a bunch of, somebody having an automatic win button, because then you get everybody being that. Just like, everybody's afraid of the Jedi. Like, oh, Jedi, they're going to automatically win. They had that issue with Star Wars Galaxies. You're going to nerf the Jedi, so, they don't win PvP all the time. It's like, yeah, it's true. It kind of stinks because you know what?
Your money's always good here.
Gonna sell a lot of stuff there.
Come again?
Yeah, it kind of stunk playing, want to play Jedi because at the same time, Star Wars Galaxies, well, at least the old Star Wars Galaxies, before they did the new game enhancements, the Jedi you have to grind from, and it was a long thing to become a Jedi. You couldn't just pick Jedi up right off the bat, like, oh, I'm going to be a Jedi, I'm going to play Jedi. And it's like, nope, you have to be this and do that, and then you have to go do these trials, and it was this huge ordeal. So then, yeah, then PvP come right, like, I can't believe they got an I win button. Like, do you realize how much work they had to put into this? So, all right, I'm going to go to my ship, and then I'm going to go ahead and log out. So. Because this is a very long video. I like it how they have the shield over Sobrik, and you can see it kind of being fired upon. Makes it look like an active war zone, like it is.
Always a pleasure, Master. I hope you're having an excellent day and feel no desire to deactivate me.
Well, if you just shut up for 5 seconds. Okay, I am going to go ahead and log. I'm not going to do this. I'm going to do this next time. So, all right. Well, thank you for watching. Sorry for the heavy topics, but kind of not sorry either. Like I said before when I made these videos, there's going to be a lot of stuff discussed. So, thank you for watching. Have a good one.